Alright, I'm about to do a quick review on Gay Moon. It's a New Moon. It's directed by Chris Weitz. He did A Golden Compass and About a Boy and this shitty movie. The writer, I know the novel was by Stephanie Myers. I never read it. The writer for the movie, I don't want to know because the dialogue was so awful. I never want to see another movie with their work because it's so bullshit. It's so fucking bland. But it stars Kristen Stewart, which plays Bella, and then Robert Pattinson, which plays Edward, and then a lot of other actors that's not worth mentioning because they suck, except maybe the father, Billy Burke, which is sometimes a funny actor, but besides that, all the other actors so fucking bad in this movie. But I'll have to say right off the bat, there was a trailer before the movie called Remember Me, and it has Robert Pattinson in it. And that movie was meant for him because it was a good movie. It looks like a good movie. It looks like he has good acting in it. He stars opposite of Chris Cooper and a lot of other good actors. And just seeing that trailer, I was like, I want to be seeing this movie, not fucking New Moon right now. But I snuck it up because I heard it sucked. Oh, okay. Anyways, that's out of the bag. Honestly, I even told myself, do not sneak into this piece of shit. Do not be tempted to find out how bad this is. Do not do it. Well, one day I went, and another movie kind of sucked, so I go, you know what? If I'm going to see a shitty movie, I might as well go see New Moon now. And I had time, so I just walked into it. Long story, whatever. Um, anyways, that was just a waste of time, because obviously it wasn't a waste of money, but it was a fucking huge waste of time. Um, there was a couple good scenes I liked besides the credits. Um, the main scene I liked was there was a chase through the woods when like the werewolves are chasing Victoria, that vampire girl, and when Bella's trying to like go to the cliff to jump off or whatever, I forget. But it it was like mixed with a Tom York song, which is by the lead singer of Radiohead, and Tom York's song "Hearing Damage" with that scene. It went really, really good, and that was like my favorite part because the this the volume in that theater was really loud, and that was like the one part that stood out was the chase mixed with that music. I definitely enjoyed that part, and it actually made the movie a little bit more entertaining for me. But besides that, it was basically the Volturi fight at the end, which was really, really dumb anyways. So it's like, I'm just giving it credit for a really, really bad scene, which doesn't make sense. But, so the only good scene I liked was that chase through the woods with the music. And the soundtrack also had like Lupe Fiasco in it, and Death Cab for Cutie. And I did, as much as I didn't like the first Twilight, I did the same thing with sneaking into it, and it did somewhat look good on screen because of the Seattle setting. It was dark, but it kind of, gave it. It was a weird feel that I kind of didn't mind. It was like a wintry feel. That's when it came out. I can't explain it, but really, I didn't like the movie, but I liked the soundtrack for that movie, and I liked Radiohead being in it too, and that's why I like Tom York was in this one. And if it didn't have a Tom York song and Lupe Fiasco or anything else like that, I really would have hated this movie completely. But that's what saved the movie for me. And Robert Pattinson, he can be a good actor. He kind of is in this, but he's not given much to do with. He has a bad script. Um, Kristen Stewart's character I hate. In the first one I didn't really like her much. Now in this one I hate her. The Jacob character, he was so fucking boring in the whole movie. Like every fucking scene was a soap opera scene between the two. Like, oh well, I don't know. I miss my vampire boyfriend. No, no, you should go with me. I'm a fucking werewolf. I hate vampires. I kill all those motherfuckers. And it's just like, I don't know. I'm doing it actually. That was probably better dialogue than the whole movie had, honestly, because it was so awful. It was just like scenes that made me cringe, and I could tell other people were like almost embarrassed they were watching it because it would be Jacob and Bella talking to each other, and people would just be like going like this, like, oh my god, fuck. And some of them even saying like behind me, like, why the fuck did you bring me to this? And it was girls talking, so it's not just guys. Okay, maybe certain like 14, 13-year-old girls like it or whatever, but You know, it's like if you are a huge fan of this movie and you think it's one of the best movies ever made, you obviously haven't seen any movies. Like maybe a couple like Wild Hogs and shit like that, but you seriously haven't seen much movies if you can list this as one of your favorite movies of all time. It's that simple. This movie sucks. There's really no reason for anyone to go see this. Even if you're a fan of the Twilight books, which I never read, I keep hearing they suck and it's really bad writing, but I'm not going to judge it because I never read it. But I would think even if you're a fan of those books, you should save yourself by having that imagination in your head instead of seeing someone else's work that totally ruins the book. Like, this is such a fucking waste of time. You should not go see this. And what pisses me off is I've been waiting 2 years to see The Road with Viggo Mortensen, which was a movie based off the novel by Cormac McCarthy, and it was delayed from last year to this year, and it was supposed to come out in October. Now, then they changed it to November 25th. Right now it's November 28th, and they don't have it playing around here because all the screens are filled up with bullshit. This one theater that I mainly go to because it has stadium seating has 3 New Moon screens, 2 Old Dog screens, which that movie's supposed to be awful too, and 2 screens of 2012, which I saw and it was fun but really stupid. So it's like they keep filling these fucking screens in theaters with like the worst movies possible. It's like it's almost a joke to the audiences. Like, here, you know what? We know you want to see a good movie, but take this shit. We want it. We want your fucking money, so give it to us. And yeah, so all I can say about New Moon is you really should avoid it unless you want to see like certain scenes from it, which I would recommend the that woods scene, the chase or whatever, to the Seattle forest or whatever. That was definitely cool. The acting was horrible. I'd much rather see Remember Me with that Chris Cooper, Robert Pattinson movie. That looks a lot more entertaining and dramatic and deep and has actual dialogue to it, because you can't even say dialogue with this fucking movie, New Moon. It's just not possible. It doesn't make sense. Same with the plot. The plot's kind of ridiculous too. So, sorry, I got a cold, but I know there's gonna be a lot of, I don't know what they call twi-heads, twitards. I don't really know, but if they read this review, they're gonna hate me and probably try to lynch me or something, some stupid shit. But you know what? If you guys want to read shitty books and go see really, really, really shitty movies, that's your opinion. I'm not gonna fucking judge you for that. But I'm just saying, for anyone else who hasn't seen this, which is probably nobody, do not go see this, or you know, you're gonna realize either this is a really bad movie or you just absolutely have no taste and you're gonna like this movie. So I'll give this 2 out of 10 stars because it doesn't deserve anything more. I'm actually being generous with 2 stars. Those 2 stars go to that one woods scene with Tom York. That's it. Everything else, it's bad. And although Dakota Fanning was actually kind of good in this movie, because I didn't even realize that was her at first. And I'm like, wow, she's kind of good, if you know what I mean. That's kind of bad. But anyways, trust me, if The Road's playing near you, go see The Road, an epic post-apocalyptic movie, not this glittery, I can't even say the word right now, vampire movie, versus these really, really corny, cheesy werewolves that they have a werewolf fight in it. It's really boring. Everything in the movie is boring. It's like I would expect a werewolf fight to be intense and crazy. This was just bullshit. It was like, oh, cool. Oh, nice. CGI versus CGI. That's really nice. And you know what? CGI would pretty much have to work with werewolves, but in this, they might as well use like the oldest computer possible. It was just stupid. Anyways, if you're gonna go see this movie, I feel bad for you, and that's it. See ya.